What's up? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and I just want to give you guys my thoughts on these budget FPV goggles here. These are the SJ-RG01s. These are kind of a different style of goggle than what I'm used to. I was used to the box style goggles. Go back further in time, some of you guys will probably remember that I never used to fly with FPV goggles. I usually had a monitor mounted on my transmitter, and that was the way that I did all my FPV flying for the channel and all. And the reason behind that is because I suffer from motion sickness. Any first person view of anything, I usually would get a massive headache, or I would feel real nauseous, or a combination of the two. And sometimes I even be sick for the whole day. I found that out when I started playing Call of Duty. When Call of Duty Modern Warfare first came out, I started playing that, and I would get sick within minutes of playing it, and I just couldn't bear to watch the screen. It seemed like there was just too much going on, and I would end up with a headache every time. And so then when I got to FPV, I tried the box style goggles because those were the cheapest thing. But the same thing that used to happen to me when I played Call of Duty for Modern Warfare happened to me when I tried to fly with my first pair of goggles. So I learned that when I use an FPV monitor that I didn't get that effect. Till this day, I still can't use simulators. A few companies that made some of the popular simulators, they offered them to me and gave me codes and stuff like that on Steam to download them for free and play them. But I couldn't. They had the same effect on me that Call of Duty Modern Warfare had on me. So I never learned on any simulator. A lot of people ask me all the time, how did I learn how to fly the way that I do, line of sight? It happened from me flying line of sight. I guess that probably stemmed from the toy quads, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about this FPV thing. And so then later on, I learned, after trying someone's Fat Sharks, I think I tried the teleporters first. And my friend had a pair of teleporters, and I put those on. And first of all, I want to say that I was shocked by how tiny the screen looked as compared to my box goggles that I was used to. And so the screen was so tiny, and I think that did it for me. I was able to see everything all at once. And I think that's what it is. When I can't see the entire screen all at once, like when I have to look over to the left or look over to the right, or everything is not in front of me, that's when I start to get vertigo. That's when I start to feel dizzy. Dizzy is not really the word. I would get nauseous, and I just would get headaches from it. So that became my mission, to get a pair of Fat Sharks. When I started getting a little deeper into FPV, I started trying out the HD2s. Somebody let me use their HD2s, and they didn't have that effect on me. And so it was clear that I had to get this style goggle. And that brings us to these goggles here. So you guys probably know on Sundays that I usually go out with my friends and we fly FPV out at the park. And all of those guys have HD3s. And so sometimes they let me hold their HD3s to fly. And it was just a more pleasant experience than flying with the EV800Ds that I was used to, those box style goggles. And I was going to spring for the HD3s, but I really didn't have the money, and I probably won't have the money for a while. And so then that's what brought me to these things here. I was looking for a pair of budget Fat Shark style goggles. And when I say Fat Shark style, I don't mean that they're better than Fat Sharks or they're just like Fat Sharks or anything like that. So I'm saying that these are Fat Shark style goggles because they have those independent monitors in here, the smaller ones. And there's a smaller overall image than a box style goggle. And so these right here were my first try. And I didn't receive these free from some company or whatever, SJ or anything like that. I did pay for these with my own money. I was actually looking for some Fat Shark style goggles that I could wear and I wouldn't get vertigo from wearing them. And so I did check out the reviews on Amazon, and I did see a bunch of positive reviews on this one. Most of the other cheaper goggles that I saw that had these binocular style lenses in them, they all were getting like negative reviews. Some of the other ones had positive reviews, but most of the ones that had positive reviews didn't have a internal DVR. So that was another factor in me getting these. I needed an internal DVR or a built-in DVR, and these have it. And so I saw a bunch of positive reviews on this, so I decided I would try them myself. Now, I really like them, but I have to say that if you have a problem with seeing pixels on the screen, then these are definitely not the goggles for you. I believe the resolution on these are actually 320 by 240, even though it says in the manual that they're 960 by 240. I doubt if that's the actual resolution of this, because you wouldn't see pixels then, I don't think. I think maybe they're, for that first number, maybe they're counting sub-pixels or something like that. I don't know, because I know that there's supposed to be 3 sub-pixels per pixel on each image of a monitor. You're supposed to have red, blue, and green, and those 3 colors make up all the other colors. But that's what I think the resolution of the screen is, 320 by 240, and you do see pixels on it, but that doesn't get in the way of your FPV though. The screen on these goggles are a lot larger than the teleporters, but they're not as large as the box style goggles, and I think the resolution being that low is what allows you to see the pixels in it, because the screen is kind of big. Or maybe these binocular lenses here that you look through, the eyepieces there, maybe they have magnification on them that zooms you in closer to the screen to make you be able to see the pixels. If you have a resolution of that size and you shrink the screen down smaller, then you're not going to see the pixels, of course, because the screen is smaller. If you increase the size of that monitor, then you're going to see the pixels in there. But anyhow, you can see pixels, so if you don't like that, then these goggles are not for you. But these things are 99 bucks. I think that's like 1/3 the price of some Fat Sharks, the lowest Fat Shark you can get. And I looked them up, and even the teleporters are about 255 bucks now. And those are budget friendly goggles to some people. And the Fat Sharks are they're anywhere from upwards of 320 bucks all the way up to about 600 bucks. And so this definitely is a budget friendly goggle at 99 bucks. Now, it didn't come with those antennas. It came with these antennas. I think these are throwaways. And so this is the setup that I've been having the most success with. This is a lollipop antenna here, cloverleaf, and this is right side polarized, and this is a triple feed patch antenna, a pagoda, and I get the best reception with this combination here. These are true diversity. These are the Red Paws branded ones, but they're exactly the same as the EV800Ds, and they do have these 2 antenna spots here, but there's only 1 receiver in here. I was having a problem with antenna diversity, and I learned that once I plugged one of the sides and just used an antenna on one end, then that helped my reception a little. So I think diversity antennas are a bad idea. You're better off just closing off one of the connections, like here. With these triple feed patch antennas, you have to close off one end, and I had one of these on my EV800Ds, and it seemed to increase my reception with them. It does have a spot for your SD card here, and it's really easy to put your SD card in and out of this thing. You just press down there and it comes right out. Because I don't know if you can see that, it's not showing up really good on camera, but it is a recessed spot there. Fat Shark need to take notice it is here. You can just press that in and press it again to pull it out. These goggles are a go for me on the budget side of things. Now, they do have this little hatch on the bottom. This hatch has a single cell battery in here. Pretty hard to get it open. I don't even bother with that. You have this DC in here, and it comes with this cord here, so you can plug this in, and it comes with a JST connection on this end, so you can plug in JST battery here, and that would power the goggle. But I'm not sure if it'll power the goggle without that battery in there. It will accept up to a 4S. I haven't tried anything higher than a 3S in there. So you can actually power this goggle with a 3S battery. I'm not sure if this is the same size connection there as the Fat Shark batteries are. I'm not sure. I think I had some other goggles from Eachine that had this size connection on the battery, and I probably would be able to use those batteries in here, right there. Oh, and you can adjust the eyepieces here. So it says the eyepiece adjustment range is from 58 millimeters to 66 millimeters. So that's how far apart you're able to go. And also, just to give you guys a little more information on the SD card, it does take a class 10 up to 32 gigabytes. It does have a headphone jack on here, there, and it has an AV out. And this is the AV out here. Let me see if it's an AV in and out. Its DVR is pretty nice too. You can replay the DVR inside. I did take these out to the field. The first day that I got them, I had this antenna on it, and I had another Amway cloverleaf on here. I didn't have this lollipop on there yet. And I let one of my fellow pilots that I fly with check these out. And right after I finish talking about them here, I'm going to show you that video because I did record it. And we'll see what he had to say about them. Now, the best way I can show you guys what it looks like, because I know you guys are probably wondering how bad the screen looks or how good the screen looks in here. The best way I know is to show you guys by bringing the phone up to the lens there. I don't know any other way that I can show you because the DVR actually doesn't look the same way that it does when you're looking through the screen. The DVR, I think, looks a little better because you can't see the pixels on the DVR footage. So this is the best I could do for you guys here. Now let's go check out my fellow pilot and see what he had to say about him.
Yeah, see, I would have to, like...
You need glasses with them.
Right. Like, loosen them up so that you can fit over the glasses kind of, like, without pushing the glasses down.
I saw the dude take his arms off his glasses and push his glasses in them.
Okay. That's something
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely flyable though.
You gotta loosen it up.
Yeah, I think it's as loose as it can go. So I would probably have to like
see if you
like
can fly with
it. The joint like without the, let me see. Let's see if I can do that.
Yeah, I can fly under the tree like first, but you can see everything.
You see? With my bad. That way.
Okay, no, that's a little bit better.
Hold this, let me see. You see blue up the top?
Yeah, I do.
You should start recording now.
That's it. Yeah, this is not bad. It is definitely flyable.
John, you gotta start flying under the tree now.
99 bucks.
Over there, straight ahead.
Oh. Ain't nobody under there, right? It is perfect to hit the gap, whatever you want to do with it. You can see everything.
I'm not hitting that tree gap.
Don't do it. Don't do it, John.
Not with a small quack.
You don't listen to him.
Come on, John, do it.
You hit one branch, it's stuck in
You're
it.
done. Yeah, you're done. That's not coming out.
You are. The quads weigh nothing.
Under your left, I bet you will.
What's wrong with him?
Oh, he wants you to break your shit so that his shit is still working. That's pretty much it.
He got them on. Rich got them on. Rich is wearing them. He's flying with them.
I'm telling you, you want me to see me.
Did I just fly by you?
Yeah, you gotta talk first and then you come.
What's your assessment so far?
I like I like these. When you said it was $100,
Yep.
I wasn't expecting any kind of video that was seeable, but this is definitely second pair of goggles worthy.
It's better than all my box goggles for sure.
Is it?
Them EV 100. I mean, what is the EV 800s or whatever?
I like those. Yeah, that's definitely more than usable. I'll buy those just to keep them in the car.
Yep. In case your HD2s go, HD3s go down.
Exactly. Or just keep them in the car like I just somewhere just want to rip real quick. You know what I mean? Take a little 2-inch car with you, just rip real quick. You know what I mean? Bring your HD3s. Yeah, I like those. I think I'm going to wind up ordering those tomorrow.